Hello, welcome to day 44, and today's intention is to strengthen your mind. So let's get started. Hello, welcome to day 44, and today's intention is to strengthen your mind. Now, part of strengthening our mind is having techniques that can help flush our mind of unnecessary information or anything that might stress us out. Having a pup to pet helps, but we can also use yoga to help us remain calm and being able to focus more on what's important in our lives. And what we're going to do first today is we are going to do some bee breathing. Now, there's a couple of ways that we can do this. We can cover our ears with our index finger, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my index finger between my cheek and my ear on both sides. And I'm actually going to use my index finger and my middle finger. And I'm going to press into that gap between the jaw and the ear, into that cartilage. Then we're going to close our eyes. So again, you can have your fingers like I have mine, or you can cover your ears to block out any external sound, but make sure you can still hear the instructions. And we're going to make sure that we're sitting up straight, and we're going to take a deep breath in and breathe out and hum like a bee, but make sure the breath is coming out through your nose. So, don't worry if you can't sing, it's just a little hum. And we're going to do this for a few minutes. So, breathe in and out. You should feel the vibration if you have your fingers on in between your jaw and your ear, or the vibration through your ears if you're covering your ears. So breathe in and out. 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 And release your hands to your lap with your palms facing up. And take a deep cleansing breath in and out. So hopefully that calmed you. It's wonderful to help clear your mind. It allows you to focus on something other than the thoughts that are clouding your head. Now, since I have my buddy here taking up half of the mat, I'm going to have to move him here in a little bit, but let's extend our legs out, and we're going to go into staff pose. So you want to have your back nice and straight and your crown reaching up to the sky. When you have that motion, when you feel that motion, that should also engage the muscles in your abdominal wall and your back. Then we want to push our heels into the mat. You might find that your foot will flex a little bit, and that's fine. We're just trying to strengthen all of these muscles and focusing our gaze forward as we do this. So while we're holding this pose, we're going to take a deep breath in and out. You can breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now we're going to release our hands from the mat and reach them up behind our ears and up to the sky, and then folding forward. So you want the motion of your belly folding over your thighs. And grab your toes. If you're unable to reach this far, you can have a slight bend in your knees. But we're going to look forward, take a breath in, and lean in and tuck your chin to your chest as you breathe out. Seated forward fold. We're going to take a couple of deep breaths. Close your eyes. We want to focus on our breathing. Breathe out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Now from your center, so really focus on your abdominal wall. You want to initiate this motion of sitting upright from this position from the center of your abdominal wall. That will help to support your lower back. So we're going to rise up back to that staff position. And if you had your eyes closed, that should have been very clearing and calming. Now we're going to swing our legs to one side of the mat, and we're going to go to a hero pose. And my buddy's probably going to have to move now. So what you want is you want your knees together and your big toes touching, but your heels are falling to the sides. All right, come on up here. Come up here and lay down. There we go. And we're going to sit here. Oh, he's doing down dog. We're going to sit here for a few minutes. We want to make sure that our back is nice and straight. And again, close your eyes. We're going to clear our minds. Just focus in on yourself and how you're feeling today. And just the main things that matter the most in your life, rather than the external noise. And we're going to breathe. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Now we're going to go into a forward fold, to a child's pose from here. So just allow your hands to fall at your sides, and you want your palms facing up, and we're going to lean over. Here, buddy. We're going to lean over and rest the crown of our head, well, between your forehead and the crown of your head on the mat. We still have our knees together. Our big toes are still touching, and our heels are still falling to the sides. Then we're going to breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Now place your hands on the mat and push up and swing your legs to either side. And we're going to go to our backs. And what we want to do first is stretch our legs out in front of us. We're going to connect to our abdominal wall by reaching forward. Interlace your fingers and keep your index fingers forward as if it's a steeple grip. You can point your toes or flex your feet. And we're going to roll down and hug your knees to your chest. You can roll back and forth. Get a nice little massage on your back, your lower back, your sacrum. And what we're going to do is place our hands on our knees and allow your legs to come forward to where your arms are straight. And we're going to do circles. So we're going to circle first to the right, pulling our knees up towards our chest, and then going out and to the left. Now, when your knees are out and your arms are straight, you should feel your lower back come off the mat. And then swoop up to the right and back to the left. We don't want to wobble, so don't make it too big of a movement. It's a very small movement, but it will connect a little bit to your abdominal wall. Now we're going to change directions. So lifting our knees up and around to the left and back down to the right, up to the left and around to the right, up to the left. Don't pay any attention to his yoga. Up to the left and down to the right. Now we're going to place our feet on the mat. Make sure you're centered. We're going to have our heels as close to your sits bones as you can get them. And your hands are going to be reaching down into your mat. And we're going to go into a bridge. Now you want to start the motion from your tailbone first. So as you start to move your tailbone up, you should feel first your lower back come in contact with the mat and then lift. And we're going to lift up slowly. And once we're at the top of this bridge, we're going to interlace our fingers and take a little bit of a bind. So you really want to squeeze your shoulder blades up underneath your heart space and reach up with your chin to the sky. Then release the bind and lower slowly. So you want to try to imagine that you can see each vertebra as it comes in contact with the mat. Then we're going to do the same thing again. So press into the mat with your hands and lift your tailbone first and lift up to the sky. Your chest is reaching towards your chin and your chin is reaching towards the sky. This time we're going to do a little bind with the wonky thumb on top. So it's a little yoga for our mind to help us just be able to switch things up a little bit and not feel too uncomfortable. Then release the bind and lowering down as slow as you can. Now we're going to squeeze our knees into our chest again. And we're going to go into shoulder stand. So with this, I'm going to get a little bit more centered on my mat. What we want to do first, aside from hugging our knees into our chest, is to lift our hips and place our hands underneath. So you can have your hands in fists, and that'll help support your lower back. Then point your toes and then grab onto your lower back and lift your legs up to the sky. Then we're going to lower those toes up and overhead to a plow pose. And then reach out with your hands towards the opposite end of your mat. Then lift the legs back up to the sky for shoulder stand. And then lower, slowly lower your legs. And then reach towards the floor with your feet and reach towards the opposite end of your mat with your hands. Then support your lower back with your hands. Reach those feet back up to the sky. And then let's lower our back one vertebra at a time, back down to the mat. And then hug your knees into your chest. So it takes a lot of concentration to be able to not only move that slowly, but to be able to shift your body in space like that. And now we're going to do that sequence again. So we're going to start with our bridge. So you might have ended up not in the center of your mat like I did. So go ahead and get yourself centered. Have your heels as close to your sit bones as possible. Press into your mat with your hands and lift the tailbone first, and then up and up. Really squeeze your shoulder blades underneath your heart space. Interlace your fingers. And release. That's really good for circulation in your fingers. Having that bind and then releasing, you should feel your blood flowing immediately. And now we've lowered back down at the mat. Turn our hands over, and from the tailbone, we're going to lift up. Imagine just one vertebra at a time, reaching up. Interlace your fingers with the wonky thumb on top. Don't forget to breathe. Breathe in and out. Release the bind and lower your spine one vertebra at a time to the mat. Now squeeze your knees into your chest just to be able to give us a little bit of relief in the tension. Now place your hands at the bottom of your back. I just went straight up this time. You can start to do it more slowly, but really support your hips and your lower back with your hands, with your elbows digging into the mat to a shoulder stand, and then slow as you go. Really suck your navel to your spine to help support the lower back. We're going to lower our feet onto the mat behind our heads and lower our hands to the mat. Then supporting that lower back from center, lift your legs back up to that shoulder stand. Then slowly lower. Engage your abdominal wall to support your lower back. Feet on the floor, hands reaching towards the other end of your mat. And breathe in and out. Then supporting that lower back from center. Lift your legs back up to the sky. And then lower slowly to your back. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our knees again, but then we're going to lift our right leg up to the sky and lower it slowly. And then swing our hips a little bit or scoot our hips a little bit to the left and lower our left knee, trying to keep our shoulder blades in contact with the mat, and then reaching out with our left hand and looking towards our left hand. And coming back to center, grabbing both knees again and hugging them into your chest. Then grabbing that right knee, lift the left leg up to the sky and lower it slowly. And then taking that right knee over to the left, scoot your hips a bit over. Reach out with your right hand and turn to look at your hand. Deep breathing. Just take really deep breaths. Make them slow and measured. And then coming back to the center of our mat, we're going to end this practice in Shavasana. So you want to have all of your muscles relax. You don't want to feel any tension in your hands or your feet. You don't want to grip. You don't like grip your jaw. Make sure it's nice and relaxed. And we're going to take a deep breath in and out. So I hope that strengthens your mind, this practice today, and it gives you some tools to be able to clear your mind and flush it full of noise, or flush out the noise, flush out any anxiety, any stress, and allow you to focus in on what matters most. And I'll see you again next week. Bye.